Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Movie Pod, episode 15 today. Hope you all are doing well. I've got so much energy for today's episode because we are talking about something everybody knows we aren't the biggest fans of. Things we loved about the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Now, I know we crap on it a lot. Joseph and I, we know we crap on it a lot. So we wanted to do a solo episode talking good stuff about it. And things we liked, because not all of the stuff from the Star Wars sequel trilogy are bad. So we want to respect all you guys that love the Star Wars sequel trilogy, and we want to do our solo episode, a episode regarding just the Star Wars sequel trilogy and things we loved about it. We're gonna try our best not to drift off the things we don't like. We're gonna try to stay positive this episode and discuss things we really liked about the Star Wars sequel trilogy, because there are things I love from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Although, the majority I don't agree with. I don't want to get into any of that today. I just want to talk about the things I solely loved, because I know we hate on it a lot. And it's not fair when, I have two views to it. I wanted to show the view that, things we loved about it. So, let's get straight into the episode. Let me put Movie Pod episode 15. I'm Isaac, joined by Joseph today. And let's get right into it. Now, before we started recording, we were discussing our favorite movies. He said he likes The Force Awakens over the Attack of the Clones. We're not going to get into the things we loved about Star Wars because yet we just want to go over this thing. I want to try to tell him why Attack of the Clones is better than The Force Awakens. So tell me why. Tell me why you think you don't. Tell me why you don't like Attack of the Clones. I know the romance stuff with Padme and Anakin is a bit fringe, but we get Yoda vs Count Dooku.
Yeah. So
like,
I'll go through. I'll sum it up pretty easily. The Force Awakens is consistently good, but Attack of the Clones is inconsistently great.
Right.
So
okay, this is not the right episode to talk about this, because I'm about to say something bad about the sequel trilogy. Okay, just wait, guys.
But does that make sense to you? Do you understand that?
No, because okay, guys, 2 more minutes of talking about it, and then we're actually going to get into things we liked. Okay, I'm going to say something bad about the sequels, but just hold on. Sorry, guys, sorry. Rey beats Kylo in The Force Awakens. That doesn't work. That doesn't make sense. That one thing.
Okay, I'll explain this. Kylo just killed his dad and was shot by a bowcaster shot from Chewie.
He's freaking the Chosen One's grandchild. He's Luke's Padawan. I don't care. Rey has never touched a lightsaber, has never knew what the Force was, never heard of the word.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I never thought I'd be defending Rey, but also she does have training. Like she has some sort of training with her bow staff, right? So at least she knows how to fight in some regard, okay? And also, we've seen that bowcaster. It really comes down to that bowcaster. That shot from Chewie hits him right in the gut. He's bleeding out. He just had to kill his dad, so emotionally he's not okay either. All right. Like, he's torn.
Right.
And, yeah, we've seen that crossbow do, like, insane amount of damage.
Yeah.
And Kylo is only human. He's not an alien with thicker skin.
But can he not just, use the Force?
Are you telling me... Okay. Are you telling me that... Okay. Say Obi-Wan, right, got hit by that shot right after he had that whole thing with Anakin.
Okay, you win.
That's the kind of emotional damage that Kylo just went through, right? Is what Kylo went through with his dad. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Having to kill him, obviously for different reasons, but he just killed his dad, and then he gets shot by a bowcaster. If you're telling me that Obi-Wan could then, put up a significantly better fight,
you win.
I don't think you can.
Fine, you win. Okay, this is not the right episode, but okay, you win that little argument, okay? I give you that. But, okay, I've already made a bad start to the episode where we're meant to be talking about good stuff about the sequel trilogy. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm defending it.
Yeah, Joseph made a good start. I haven't made the best start. I'm sorry. So, let's try to casually get into the things we love. Let's just create conversation points. So let's go through our ranking of the Star Wars films. I will go first.
Of
My
the
rank,
sequels or just of the
no,
original?
no, no,
Oh,
all
well,
films, all films, all films. My
okay.
ranking of all Star Wars films, best to worst. Number 1, Revenge of the Sith. Number 2, Empire Strikes Back. Number 3, Return of the Jedi. Number 4, A New Hope. Number 5, The Phantom Menace. Number 6, Rogue One. Number 7, Attack of the Clones. Number 8, Solo. Number 9, Force Awakens. Number 8,
In
number
10.
10, number 10, The Last Jedi. Number 11, The Rise of Skywalker. What's yours?
Okay. I'm gonna go with A New Hope for 1.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge, Empire, Return. Um, Return. Then we'll go Phantom Menace,
Mm-hmm.
Force Awakens, Rogue One, Solo. I'm not counting what I'm up to.
You've got Attack of the Clones, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker left.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Attack, Rise, then Last.
Last is your okay. Last is your last.
Yeah, Luke
Okay.
throws away his light.
Okay. Now that we've got that out there.
As soon as Luke threw away his lightsaber, I was done.
Okay. Well, now that we've got that out there, let's go through every movie, every single film, every single movie, and get out things we like about it. Now, even though if we've ever said in the past things we don't like about, say we talk about a particular scene here, and say in the past we've talked bad about the scene, we're just gonna forget about that bad in the scene, and we're gonna talk about the good in the scene. We want to just forget about the bad and talk about the good. So we're not gonna go and say we're not gonna try. We're gonna try not to have any buts. We're gonna try to say if we say uh Ray is the best Jedi ever, which obviously we wouldn't say. But say if we say that, we're not going to go, Ray's the last Jedi, is the best Jedi ever, but. We're going to try to not have any buts. So let's start it with The Force Awakens. We'll go one by one. I'll say one good thing about it, you'll say one good thing about it, and then we'll just talk between them.
Yeah.
One good
Don't
thing.
steal my one.
Well, one good thing I like about The Force Awakens.
Oh, you want me to go first?
No, I'm, I'm thinking.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay. I haven't seen the movies in a long time, guys. So just give me a minute to think. You go
The
first.
introduction to stormtroopers as characters, like Finn, John Boyega. I think that was a step in a very good direction. Humanizing the stormtroopers.
Okay, I agree with that, honestly. Finn was set up to be something great. Yeah, Finn was amazing in the Force Awakens, and having a rogue stormtrooper, it was different. It really made
It was.
them like stormtroopers are still people. They still have feelings, and the Empire, or well, the First Order now, the people who are stormtroopers, just because they're under the First Order doesn't mean they're bad. A lot of them are probably good people. They just got taken away from their families, as Finn was, as a baby, he was taken away from his family.
Do you know
And
what that kind of reminds me of?
what's that remind you of?
The Jedi's taken away from their youngs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw shade at the original 6 now. It's just for this episode.
We're turning.
Um,
We're executing
no.
Order 66. We're clones. We're executing Order 66 on the first 6. Now we
For
have
this
to.
episode, I am a sequel fan, and I'm gonna hate on the
Yeah.
original 6.
Yeah. But I definitely agree that, Finn and like the stormtroopers, it was good for them to be different and be humans. They're actually people. Just because they're fighting for the First Order, the Empire, whatever, doesn't mean that's their choice, and it's the First Order that is the corrupt ones. And Finn escaped. Finn was able to do that, and I love that too. And yeah, now my turn. Something I liked.
You got something?
Yeah, I really think Ben Solo had very good potential in The Force Awakens, and I feel like he was set up to be really cool in the future films. and you know, him being a solo part of the Skywalker family, his grandfather being Darth Vader, and him turning to the dark side. I think that was really cool. Like you know, having mirroring, the,
Yeah.
you know, Anakin Skywalker, and I really enjoyed that about Ben Solo. I believe he's my favorite character from the sequels, and I really liked how they did him. You know, obviously the development of him in the Force Awakens was quite good. I think, you know, him leading up to killing Han, he had that little wholesome moment with Han, and then kills him, and that shows how evil he is, just like his grandfather Anakin Skywalker was, and that, you know, manipulation is real, and I think it portrayed manipulation very good. You know, with Snoke, um, and Ben Solo. I liked that as well.
Yeah. Um, I'll go for another one. I did like the cast. Like outside of the storyline, I did like the cast.
Yeah, it was a
I
loaded
think for
cast.
what they were given,
I think so too. Yeah.
like Daisy Ridley, I think she obviously got way too much hate than what she deserved. For what
100%.
she was
All the
given, she
sequels.
played Ray well.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like I definitely agree with that. And like lots of Star Wars actors and actresses who play Star Wars characters, and they get hate. They aren't the ones that should be getting hate. I feel like it should be, you know, the writers. No one should ever be getting
Yeah.
hate, but don't put the blame onto the actors. They're told what to do. They're given the script, and they all do a great job at portraying that character. They're portraying them how they were written, and just like Moses Ingram in the Obi-Wan Kenobi, Reva was not a good character, but Moses Ingram played Reva very good in
Hmm.
how Reva was meant to be played. Like Reva, a
Yeah.
annoying person. Moses played that really great.
Um, and yeah, again, like Joan Boyega, great job. Oscar Isaac, who I really enjoyed in this. Playing Poe Dameron,
Yeah,
obviously, and yeah, like it wasn't the craziest of arsenals. Like there was no massive names in there, but they still did a really good job.
yeah,
And I think they get overhated for it. Like,
I think so too.
yeah,
Um, Now leaning into my one, I although this guy originals, but Han Solo, I know they killed him off, but you know, they I liked him and Chewie. You know, the Falcon being stolen from them, and then, you know, them getting back into the Falcon, and, you know, they both say, Han says, "Chewie, we're home." I really enjoyed Chewie and Han in this thing. You know, their friendship over the years, because it's been 30 years or so since the OT, um, since Return of the Jedi happened, and their friendship is still very good. And, you know, they've obviously lost the Falcon, and them, you know, coming home to it was really cool, really wholesome to see. How mad Chewie gets. Of course, Chewie's gonna get mad, but that they portrayed that really well. Like Chewie really being upset when Han dies. I I'm oh, I'm happy they got that right. You know, with Chewie, really loving Han, and yeah, I liked Han and Chewie in in the Force Awakens.
yeah. I think they're the best portrayed characters in the entire thing. To be honest,
Yeah, especially
like
Chewie,
you can,
someone who doesn't speak English.
yeah. I feel like Chewie really stood up in the sequels trilogy. I don't know, just without as much Luke, without as much Han and Leia, like Chewie had a much bigger role to play.
Yeah, he did.
Um, I suppose one that's obvious is obviously the cinematography
Yeah, the
and like
cinematography, all the
just
filmmaking. You know, the
yeah,
visuals. That one's an easy one. I definitely agree.
yeah. It was an easy pick, but
No,
I
but
want to
that's a
take it
good
before you
one.
did.
It's a that's a good one. You know, cinematography was really good. Like everything from the filmmaking perspective, except maybe like the writing. But we don't want to. We wanted to keep on the positives. You know, the acting, the directing. Like, you know, how the actors acting really comes down to direction. You know, as well.
Yeah.
and the cinematography was beautiful. The visual effects, the sound, the music, the score. John Williams, of course,
Reprising.
was all amazing, and I'm glad they kept that legacy on for the Star Wars, because OT George Lucas was ahead of his time with the visuals he did and the filmmaking and the prequels as well. And I'm glad the sequels continued that legacy of the original Star Wars. I think, you know,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and yeah,
Um,
even
that
lightsaber
carries on throughout the entire
side
trilogy.
trilogy of the sequels, yeah, and even lightsabers. I know prequel lightsabers are probably the most liked. I liked prequels lightsabers the most, but the sequel lightsabers are really cool. I love Kylo Ren's lightsaber. The blue for
Yeah,
Rey's, like it reflects on their body as well. Which we've never seen in Star Wars. Like the blade color will reflect onto their skin. I like that a lot. It makes it more realistic, I guess you
yeah,
could
yeah,
say, and I definitely like that a lot. And like when Finn and Rey fight Kylo Ren in on Starkiller Base in the Force Awakens. I'm pretty sure they're on Starkiller Base, and that is beautifully shot. It is amazing. Freaking Avatar visuals there, like in the snow
yeah,
at nighttime. The blue and red blade reflections. I really liked that. That was really appealing to watch and beautiful to watch.
yeah. Definitely. I think bringing up Kylo's lightsaber. I think it. I guess it had a lot of fun. People made a lot of fun of it. But have you noticed that in Jedi Survivor, Cal's got a cross guard.
Yeah, we seen that in the Jedi
Obviously,
Survivor
his
trailer, which is really cool.
yeah he's got a cross guard. Obviously, his isn't all crackly and stuff, but
Yeah, the
he's got a
reason,
cross guard. So I think
going into a bit of sequel lore now, sorry to cut you off. Kylo Ren's lightsaber is apparently, how it's got it's like a flame. Well, because the
yeah,
crystal
it's all
is
crackly and all.
cracked, and I think that's really cool. They added that Star Wars lore into sequels. That's another little thing I'll add in.
Yeah, yeah. No, that is kind of cool actually.
Yeah, I think so too.
See, here's the thing. They did put a lot of care into the Force Awakens. Like you can tell that they put a lot of money, they put a lot of time into it. J.J. Abrams did do a good job. I just think that it's kind of like some of the older movies. Just there are small things, but they're consistent that are bad. Like
Yeah,
how Ray can just do this and that. But
yeah.
like overall, if you'd touched up a little bit, you'd changed things here and there, they could have actually been really good. At least the Force Awakens could have been really good.
And that's
And
what
I
we're
do
talking about.
understand
We're talking about the really good stuff.
why people really like it.
Yeah. I there's so many things in the Force Awakens that is amazing, but then there's like so many plot holes. But like,
Yeah,
obviously today's episode is us talking about things we like, and we want to disregard all that stuff. But yeah, I can see what you're saying, and yeah, they had very big potential, and they utilized it. I think the Force Awakens was a strong start for the
hmm.
sequel trilogy, and could have been utilized a lot better than it was. But that leads us into the Last Jedi. Now, the middle one, the Empire Strikes Back of the sequel trilogy, the most controversial Star Wars movie ever, very 50-50. Now, since 2018, I first liked it, and then I was influenced by a lot of people online to not like it, and then I just really I hated it. It was at my bottom of my tier list, of my list of Star Wars films. But I'm kind of starting to think it may become my favorite sequel movie. Of course, I don't like Luke in it. Although towards the end, I don't like Luke and how bitchy and whiny he is. But I don't want to talk about that. The things I really loved.
Laser swords.
Pardon?
Laser swords. He says laser swords on that planet,
Wait, does he?
and people were making fun of him because nobody says laser swords in Star Wars.
Does he say laser swords? I didn't even know
He
that.
says laser swords.
Huh. I will one day have to rewatch all the sequels, and I feel like this is the time. Like,
It is.
you know, I still think the sequels will be the least liked. But Last Jedi, what did we like? What do we like? Obviously, now we'll get the easy one out of the way. Uh, the visuals, the filmmaking perspective, the directing. Ryan Johnson is a one of a kind director. His directing is amazing. Obviously, he does like he did Glass Onion that recently came out on Netflix about a month ago. Um, I think Ryan Johnson is an amazing director, and I'm excited to see his Star Wars trilogy. He's really creative because The Last Jedi was really different. It was the most different Star Wars film we've ever had, and
Yeah,
that shows off Ryan Johnson's creativity. Um, and I think he would do a much better job if he was out doing his own Star Wars story, like outside of the Skywalker saga. I'm so down to see his trilogy because he's a creative person, and he did a lot of new stuff in The Last Jedi. So that's one thing I applaud him there.
yeah. My thing is Snoke. I think Snoke's an underrated villain.
Oh, 100%. He could have been utilized crazy. And obviously, the Rise of Skywalker, how we found out about who he really was disappointing. But before then, I remember the Snoke theories on YouTube. Snoke, he was like, there was theories of him being Plagueis, Plagueis reincarnated. And, from the Old Republic or High Republic, there was lots of theories, and it was such a fun time, having all the theories
Yeah,
out. I remember Star Wars theory, his first ever theory, his first ever video back in 2016, just after The Force Awakens came out. His first ever video, July 2016. His first theory was ever, first ever video. Snoke is Palpatine. And in the end, he was right. But I loved watching all the Snoke theory videos. It was a great time, we could create theories, and I miss that about Star Wars, creating all these theories, and like speculating things. I miss that.
yeah. It's something that I feel like a lot of cinema lately has lost.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And Snoke, he was definitely really cool and mysterious, and obviously played by Andy Serkis. He did a great job, and I really liked Snoke, at least in The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. On part of my favorite new sequel character, and Ben Solo, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And I have another one. If you don't have anything,
Um, yeah, give us your next one.
I I did really like Kylo's character development because
Mm-hmm.
throughout you couldn't see it as much in The Force Awakens,
Mm-hmm.
but in Last Jedi, he kind of felt a little bit like Anakin because he was so torn.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to be like Anakin,
Yeah.
but then he also was like he was
Yeah.
so conflicted, and I feel like Adam Driver really portrayed that very well.
Yeah.
Like
Adam
being so
Driver,
conflicted.
amazing portrayal of Kylo Ren, and I definitely agree on that one. Like him being, it just reflects, him being like Anakin, his grandfather, and I loved that. How, yeah, I agree. Um, my one now, I think I also I loved we got to see Ray training, a little bit. I know it was only a bit, but we got to see some of Ray's training, and I'm happy Ryan Johnson threw that in. Unlike J.J. Abrams, he like barely no training whatsoever for Ray in The Force Awakens. A little bit in the Rise of Skywalker at the start, but we do get a lot more in The Force Awakens, and I not in The Force Awakens, in The Last Jedi. We get a lot more. We see a lot more of her training with Luke, and I really am happy we got that. I know it was only a bit, and everyone wanted more training of her. But at least we got some of it, and the bit we got, it was pretty cool training with Luke.
Yeah, it was kind of comedic a little bit.
How so?
Well, there was the point where Luke and her were standing on that cliffside, and he was like, "Can you feel the force?" He's like, "Can you feel it?" And she's like, "I can feel it. I can feel it." And he's like,
I
"That's the force," and he slaps her on the hand
yeah
with the
yeah
stick.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, and funny laughs like that. Yeah 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 yeah. I agree.
Like that's not something I'd expect in a Star Wars. Maybe maybe cheeky Yoda when he's high on his own walking stick, but
Boom, just give me another one. Yoda is in The Last Jedi. The only Force ghost from the OT.
yeah.
Only Force ghost in the whole sequel trilogy we
Well,
get from the OT.
yeah, he's a ghost, but we do hear their voices in rumors. But
Yeah, but in reality, come on. We should have saw them. But I don't want to get into what that. I Last Jedi, the Rise of Skywalker is going to be a tricky one to say things I like. But we're nearly up to that, so just hold up. We saw Yoda. Yoda's my favorite Star Wars character. Seeing him, his little giggle, and it really shows, Luke was gonna burn all the Jedi texts, and then Yoda went and just did it with the lightning, and it really shows that, obviously in the High Republic era, and the Republic era, the Jedi Council were really strict, and they had like lots of rules in place. I'm glad Yoda overcame that and was like, well, there is no structure in place anymore, and like he just burned all the books, and like Luke, and he said to Luke, Luke just needs to face his fears. And there is always that motivating little green guy. Yeah, inspires me a lot.
yeah, it's kind of got me thinking that not that I like it, but I can kind of see maybe this is what they wanted him. Maybe this is what Ryan Johnson wanted it to be like. He wanted him to be kind of more conflicted as well, just like his dad.
Yeah, I think, Luke being a lot more conflicted would have been better if we had a story before the sequel trilogy leading up to it. Because we
Yeah,
jump from Return of the Jedi, Luke looking at the Force Ghost, just saved the galaxy, proud. And then we go to The Last Jedi, the main one he's back in.
yeah.
And he's a
The next
hermit
time we
old
see
guy.
him, he's
I think it would have been better if Lucasfilm did something before it and like, yeah, But I guess they wanted to do their sequel trilogy. But I'm happy we got Yoda. Anything else you want to add for The Last Jedi?
um being able to see Carrie Fisher.
Her last movie.
Yeah, her last movie. Although it may not have been the best, but just being able to see her again. Um, yeah,
Yeah, her last movie. And that's one reason I hope they don't wreck on the sequels, because it's her last movie, and, her last movie just meaning nothing, that I wouldn't want that for her. I agree with you with, Carrie Fisher's last performance, and it was nice. I got to see her last performance in theaters, and that's something special,
yeah.
Yeah, and then, but yeah, Last Jedi. I'm appreciating it more over time. I think Dave will be able to make us all appreciate it more with what he's doing as well. But we'll see. Only in the future. Time will tell. The future will tell us. And yeah. Now the Rise of Skywalker. Now I think this one will be the toughest for me to say what things are like. But okay, the Rise of Skywalker. Obviously, we get Palpatine back. Now that's going to be the big one. Palpatine being back. Of course, they didn't utilize him as well as they could have, but Palpatine is back, evil as ever, and I love this seeing Ian McDermott back on the screen playing Emperor Palpatine. You know,
Yeah.
How evil the Emperor was, his Force lightning, how corrupt, and like he doesn't even have any fingers, and him regrowing them by taking the power out of Ben Solo and Rey was yeah, I liked that. How about you?
Yeah, this one's kind of hard for me as well because for some reason I remember it the most vague.
I remember the Force Awakens right the most.
Yeah, same.
I've got another one.
I obviously like having how all the Jedi being there. That's an easy one. Like not being there, but talking to Rey.
I was gonna leave that last so we could like finish on a really good one, but yeah. Okay, buddy.
My bad. Can
No,
you hear that, by the way?
no, don't hear what?
The dog.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, good.
No.
Okay,
But yeah, don't worry. I definitely agree. The voices of the Jedi. That was by far my favorite moment this is from the Rise of Skywalker. Of course, I wish we saw them. But I agree with you there. You know, hearing Anakin, Ahsoka, Luke, Yoda, Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Kanan Jarrus. It was really nice to hear them all. I
Mm.
just wish they showed up, but maybe you never know. I've been like maybe in a extended DVD cut one day.
I've seen edits
Yeah.
online about it.
Someone has the bet. What Lioz is his YouTube name? Lioz. He's remaking his one that he did, and
Okay.
when that comes out, like we'll be talking about that for a long time, and we'll do a reaction on here, and I can't wait for that to come out. But you know, one day they might do that. One day they might do a director's cut or like extended version.
Yeah.
Which I think they could. I think that would be really cool, and have the Force Ghost in there.
Yeah. I've got another one. If for seeing oh, one
Lando.
blanking.
Lando.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say that one too. Lando. Lando.
I'm still in the
We got Lando back. Of course, Lando from the OT, and him flying the Falcon with Chewie again. Saving the galaxy. Yeah, good old Lando. Having him back is always good, and I think his character was fine in it, you know. And yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you there. Now when I like. It basically confirms Finn is Force sensitive, which we all wanted, you know, in The Last Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah.
They confirmed it. You know, he says to Rey when they were sinking in the sand, Rey, I have something to tell you, and then he doesn't end up telling her. But we all know he was going to say I'm Force sensitive at the end of, or closer to the end, when Rey's on Exegol, fighting Palpatine, and she's on the ground. Finn can feel her through the Force. You know, he has that sudden pause, and that confirms he's Force sensitive, and I'm really happy with that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our boy is
'Cause,
Force sensitive.
My other one, they didn't kill Chewie, although
Thank
they
Christ. Oh
made
well.
us.
Yeah. I remember watching that. My mum was crying in the theater when that happened.
Yeah. I was about to be.
That was really sad. So I'm glad. Who one character from the OG squad, or two, Chewie and Lando, and C3 and R2, of course.
Yeah.
That's one thing I liked. C3PO with the red Sith eyes. That was a little fun twist. And Babu Frick was seeing in Mando season 3.
Yeah.
We all love Babu Frick. But yeah, and again, the visuals for the Force Awakens, and Ben Solo. This was probably my least favorite movie from him. Him dying was a real shame. His redemption was a bit whack, so I don't want to really touch on that. But he sees a flashback of Han, well, like a memory of Han on the broken Death Star. That was
Yeah.
really nice, and that's what I wanted to see of Anakin. Imagine Anakin talking to Ben. One day.
It would have been cool.
It would have been, and yeah, that's I think that really all I can say about the Rise of Skywalker, a shortest one, but that sums up what we loved about the sequel trilogy. Obviously, there's a lot more if we go and rewatch them. I know we've talked bad about it a lot in the past, and I don't apologize for that. I'm stating my opinion, but I thought we'd take an episode to say the things we liked, because we've always said we do like aspects of every Star Wars. So we're giving our favorite stuff from the Star Wars sequel trilogy, the most controversial trilogy of Star Wars, and we just gave you guys what we liked about it. So we think we hope you guys appreciate that, and yeah, guys, let us if you have the same opinion as us, like sequels not. Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, it's my dog. But yeah, if you guys have the same kind of opinion as us about the sequels, let us know what you guys liked about the sequels, because 3 2.5 hour long movies, like there's not all bad things in it. So let us know what you guys thought about them. And as a whole, I don't want to give our rating on them because they aren't the best. And this is what we loved. So thank you guys for watching a 40-minute episode on what we loved about the sequel trilogy, or what we liked about the sequel trilogy. Thanks, Joseph, for doing this episode. It may have been a bit hard to come up with some things we liked, but
A little bit.
we haven't seen them in a long time, and I'm sure if we rewatched them, we'd be more fresh in our minds, but we just haven't watched them, so that's why it took a while for us to get it into our brains, like, what we liked, but just because we haven't seen them in a long time, not because there isn't nothing we like, there obviously is, and, yeah, but yeah, thanks again, and, guys, let us know what you think, and, yeah, thanks everybody for listening to today's episode. My name's Isaac, joined by Joseph, the co-host, and this is the Movie Pod, and you listening to episode 15 today. So we hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you think. Give us a follow, subscribe, like. I hate saying it, but I just gotta remind you guys. But no, thanks for all the support lately, and we will see you guys next episode. Thanks again, Joseph. Thanks for doing this episode. I know it was a bit hard, but yeah, let us know what you guys want to see next, and yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.